I reply like, yo, how can I help you? And he's like, oh, I want to get like a piece for my client. And I'm like, oh, well, who's your client? He's like, Young Thug.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, see, not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
Say less.
Say less.
Straight.
That's right. Alright, so we're here with Saqib, Mercy to Mankind. First of all, thank you for doing this. This is
Last minute podcast.
last minute.
In a
Yeah.
corner of a restaurant.
Country road. Gotta mention it, man.
Yeah, you got the mango lassi, you see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we advertising. We gotta get that advertising.
You just got done your first ever like official super legit fashion show. What's going through your head right now? How are you feeling?
I don't know, I feel tired. Like that's like the one word I have in my mind. Like I'm excited, but I'm also super tired. Like I feel like the last month for me has just been like non-stop, like work, like sleepless nights and losing more hair than I should be losing and just like being scruffy all the time and sweat, you know, like a lot of sweat, man, because it's been humid out. And so like now where it's finally done, I feel like, wow, like I feel like the sense of like accomplishment, but I also feel like just like, damn, I need a break.
Yeah.
How did the fashion show go for you?
Man,
Did it go as well as planned?
Honestly, no. Like it didn't. Like that's the beautiful part because it's like, even though everything that I wanted to happen, like I had this certain set thing in my mind, and it just goes to show you that no matter how much you plan something out, you're never gonna get it down the first time, you know? And we planned this for months. Well, like 1 month, 30 days.
Yeah.
So like, when it all came together, it was literally like, okay, like we started off good, and then over the course of like the show, things started to go wrong like quick. You know, it was like the DJ didn't show up on time, and then this is happening, and it's like,
You looked a little worried before.
oh yeah,
So
you can
know,
tell.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like when I came down to see you guys, I was like, whoa, like in my mind, I was like, oh shit, they're already here.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a problem. They're not supposed to be
You
here right now.
said 7 o'clock, so we were like, oh,
First
it's
in line,
legit.
baby.
It's fashion week.
Yeah.
It's going down.
That was like another worry of mine, cause like, so starting off when I like started this Eventbrite page, I was like, okay, maybe I'll get like 50 people to come through, right?
Yeah.
And like at the end of it, we had 400 people signed up.
That's crazy.
400
Sold out.
people, sold out.
Yeah.
And it could have kept going if I hadn't stopped it. And so we actually were only allowed 200 people in the venue. No one knows that.
Oh, wow.
Until now, that is. And like the lady who was running the place literally told me like, if you go over 200, you have to pay for every head. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, there's gonna be like half the people who are being turned away today.
Yeah.
And that'll make us look good, you know, cause like exclusive. But at the same time, I felt bad because I was like, I want everybody to see this.
Yeah, this is like your first, this is your
Yeah,
moment.
that was
You've been
like
waiting for this.
this is like, you know, and so, but everyone got in.
That's awesome. You know, even when you told us initially, when we met in Miami, you were like, yeah, like I would love to put on this fashion show. This is how I want it to run. And it was still kind of like, almost like, you know, a what if sort of situation. I don't know if it was completely, you were like, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
I need to get
You're
some
still
things
like,
together.
Yeah. He's like, I
But-
might do it. I think I'm gonna do it.
But today, like seeing it all together, the people that showed up from all different parts of the country. We had, of course, Maryland, Florida. You said
Tennessee.
somebody
There was a kid
drove from Tennessee.
Tennessee, like one of my
12 hours?
first customers drove from Tennessee. Like he sent me like an Instagram message,
Yeah.
and it was like 12 hours away, on my way, G. And I was like, boy, you are like real for this, you know?
So after seeing that, I mean, and then seeing you finally come out at the end,
Yeah.
and how happy you were and everything, does that sort of like feel like the moment is happening? Like, can you wrap your head around it? Like, is this how you wanted it?
I feel like I feel like I need days to just think about this because it happened so fast and I didn't see it happening like as fast as it did. But I remember coming out and I was like, all right, this is gonna be dope. And then when I came out, it was just so many different colors and faces. That's like the first thing I recognized. There was a lot of people there I didn't expect to be there.
It was very diverse.
Yeah, and there was a lot of fly people.
Yeah,
You know,
everyone
like,
was dressed up.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, we underdressed.
yeah, no, you guys are good, man. You guys look great. Like, but when I saw some of those people, I was like, all right, I didn't expect dudes like this and girls like this to show up. You know, like dudes with colored hair and like Gucci belts and like dudes who were really fashionable. I was like, okay, I might get a crowd here and there. But to see that and then have them like cheer me on
Yeah.
and clap for me and say like, you know, like, and then after that they try to get into the room and like, you know, congrats and everybody coming up.
Yeah.
That was like such an appreciative moment. I feel like I've been working really hard for the past 4 or 5 years and not getting the recognition, not that I deserve, but that I want.
That you want, yeah.
And sometimes you have to wait until that point, you know, because it all builds up, and then, because sometimes I think in life, like this, we can get deep, but like sometimes in life things really aren't meant for you at that point, you know, even though you want it so bad. It's like, there's a better place for you to have it. And I feel like this is one of those examples.
Yeah.
Where if I had done a fashion show even yesterday, it wouldn't have been anywhere near the response that I got today.
No, that's true. Even like seeing you come out, I couldn't imagine anybody else more fit for that role. And the way that you carry yourself.
And I think it's iconic because it's Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And you start your first fashion show during Fashion Week. That's like,
yeah, that was something
That's
that was. It just, I don't know, man. It just coincidentally like lined up. We had enough pieces. We had the team, you know, like we had.
tell the audience like what kind of pieces you make.
Man, that is hard, bro. Like, it's so funny because as a designer, I feel like people expect you to know the answer to those questions. Like, I had a girl ask me, "What's the inspiration behind the collection?" And I literally looked at her. I was like, "Damn, like, what should I say?" And it's literally like the only thing I can say about it is like the chaos and like the struggles in my mind personified into like cloth. You know, it's like sometimes the way I'm feeling. It's like when a poet is writing poetry, right? They're literally like just putting out their feelings. And I feel like I've made like a good connection into how I feel and thrown that out into clothing and making garments. So, like a lot of our inspiration. Is that a booger? Where'd that come from?
I don't know where that came from. I felt some like.
Is that an onion? You're
Yeah.
really dacey, bro. You got a fried onion come out your hair, probably from like your mom cooking up. But yeah, like onions. But yeah, like I feel like now the thing is like as I'm growing and getting smarter and understanding like what I want out of this, I think I'm pulling inspiration from a lot of like classic silhouettes, like from the 80s and even from the 70s, like disco era, you know, like who walks around with a cow jacket, you know what I mean? Like, so fringes on like, on the back of like trucker corduroy jackets. Like I've never seen that personally, and I love to make things that people haven't seen before. Like I feel like even fashion today, it's so repetitive. It's just like regurgitating and regurgitating. It's all about the money. And right now for me, it's like, I feel like I hope that it never becomes just about the money for me.
Yeah.
It's the creative process, right?
Yeah, for me it's literally about the legend that is gonna be Mercy. So
That's dope. No, like you definitely have a huge passion for it. That's, I think, the number one thing to anything. Like you have to care for it. And it sounds like this was your baby that you like have finally like seen grow up and graduate and whatever. But you know, how does like somebody, for people that don't know that are listening, like how do you get into this field? How do you throw a fashion show? Like what does it take?
Damn, that is something. I mean, first off, it definitely takes a lot of support. That's what I would say.
What do you
Like,
mean support?
I think even like the people you surround yourself with, and not only that, but your parents and the family that you have, like even money-wise, you know, like I'm always saying that I've been blessed to be put in a position where I can do something that a lot of people want to do but can't do because of like financial.
What if they don't have those things?
I think so. In that case, right? Like if I'm being like a realist, and like that's just how I am. Like even in business, I'm really straightforward. At this point, I don't think anything at all is impossible. You know, like when I'm taking that train into the city almost every day, an hour in, and I'm walking and I'm carrying 2 luggage cases, that's a struggle to me. But somebody that's not even in that position, because you have to have a certain amount of money to even do that, you know? But a person that has not even that level, they probably have to do even more, you know? And I think it literally just comes down to like how bad you want it and how much you're willing to sacrifice and put into it. And I feel like if you have that support system as well, like you have those people around you, and you know, sometimes even if you don't have people around you, you know, because I remember now, like I have people around me now that support me and love me. When I was starting out, I had like one, 2 people that were like, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what fashion was, and like no idea of even how to make a jacket or a shirt, for the matter of fact. So
Yeah.
I think it's really important to be able to believe in yourself for sure, and that's so cliche to say, but it's like you really have to, you have to sit back and be like, you know what, I can do this, and I don't care what anybody thinks, and what anybody else is doing.
I mean, but like, what is sort of like, you don't have to be like super technical, but like, how do you put together a fashion show?
Oh, okay, so a lot of planning, definitely, and I think, okay, so one, like, if I'm gonna get a little bit technical, I feel like people are very eager to be like, oh, if I'm gonna do a fashion show, it's gonna be $10,000 or $15,000 or this
like you're going to spend 10,000?
Yeah, to have make a fashion show happen.
Okay.
And it's because they've been convinced that anybody they talk to, like, will tell me, yeah, it'll be 10,000. You know, I had a friend tell me like, yeah, you're not gonna get this done in less than 10 G's. And I was like, bro, like, you know I finesse, you know how I do, I'll make it happen, you know? So, I don't want to put specifics out there, but we made it happen in under 10 G's.
Okay.
And so, the first thing to do is a lot of research. You have to consistently research and take time and like look through hundreds and hundreds of places. Because at the end of the day, someone is going to give you that price that you're looking for, no matter what, and you'll take it. And then, technically speaking, you have to get models. So you have to literally hire models, you have to hire photography, you have to hire rental services for the seats, for the lights, you have to hire the DJ, the audio, you have to hire even stylists, like, thank God, like, literally they came to, like, I told them, like, yo, I need you to walk for Mercy, and they were like, I'm there.
Wow.
That's
so
how
supporters of your brand.
Yeah, like, I've worked, they're my friends.
They were really good. Like, I saw, I was like, the crazy, like
I think like almost every single one of them, besides maybe one or maybe even two, are legit models. Like they've done fashion.
How do you decide like what they wear and like what goes on who? And
I think like it literally just comes down to how they look in the clothing. You know, like basic. Like, all right, how does this dude look? How does it fit him? Because even though like everyone has like a different body type and a different shape to them, so you have to do a fitting. We did a fitting. Me and Saqib, guy over there, right there, man. We did 8, 9 fittings. What that is, we literally were in our sweatshop garment factory in the basement. It's not a sweatshop.
Sweatshop.
Like, whoa, yeah, we're not a sweatshop. That's right. I just mentioned sweatshop. I say sweatshop.
Mercy exposed.
Yeah. Oh shit. Exposed. It's good clickbait video. But like I say it's a sweatshop because the moment you walk in that garment factory, you're sweating. Like there's no getting
like
away.
Hot, no AC.
It is hot as shit. There's no AC.
I think it's dope, like seeing you even like through the last month, going from like store to store, having like different people communicate with you to get like the fabric and the like clothing that you want. I think that's like it definitely has to be a lot of dedication. Something you said earlier today after you were having a little emotional moment of recapping. Well, two things that were really beautiful was both coming from your parents. One was that you asked or your mom called you. What was that conversation? I really love that you said that. That was amazing.
Yeah, my mom called me, man. Like it was so like it was
after
beautiful.
the fashion show was over.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment because I'm like getting dabs and hugs from everybody, you know, and I'm like, everyone's like, oh my God, you know, and in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about my mom, you know, I'm like, I wanted my mom to be there, you know, and it was like, she was supposed to be here, but she had to take care of like my sister's kids and this and that, and so when my sister came, she's like, you know, Mama wants to talk to you, and I was like, damn, like, this is gonna be hard, like, I'm not trying to, you know, get emotional, and so, when she got on the phone, like, she was just like, so did you win? And I was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and I was just like, at first I was confused. I was like, did I win? Like, did I fight off a horde of zombies or like without battling a monster? But I know what she meant, you know? It's like, did you win? Like, did you win? And I was like, yeah, Mom, like I won, you know? And that was like, that was beautiful, like,
tears started.
Oh yeah, like I couldn't hold back, you know what I mean? Because at that point it's like, at the end of the day, like, most children just want to make their parents proud at the end of the day, you know? Like, just want to show your parents that you've done something. Especially like, with my dad and everything, being a doctor.
You were telling like, you know, why you chose to wear this cow jacket.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, so this jacket, like usually when a designer comes out after their fashion show, they'll come out with like a new piece, or they might come out with something super simple, you know?
What do you mean come out like to show everybody that's there?
Yeah, like that last
finale.
the finale when the designer comes out, they usually be wearing something either comfortable or something really nice to show people like, oh, this is like part of the new collection or something that's coming out. But I remember like I was getting dressed today, and like the last thing on my mind was, yo, I gotta line up my beard and get dressed. Like I was handling so many other things.
Yeah.
So in the 30 minutes I had to decide like, okay, what do I wear? I was like calling people. I was like, hey, like what should I wear? And somebody told me you should wear all black. Someone told me like wear what's comfortable. And I remember saying, you know what? I know exactly what to wear. So this jacket is like 3 or 4 years old now. This is the first jacket we ever made under Mercy. And so I remember that when I first made it, I showed people, you know, because you want to show your work, you want to like get, you know, like people
What do you
excited.
think? Like,
yeah. And this, when I made this, I was like, this is so beautiful. And everyone that I showed, or mostly everyone that I showed, was like, I don't know, like, this is kind of loud. Like I don't know how people are supposed to wear that. And I remember like going to my dad at this point. He had just come back from work, and he's like the brownest dude, you know? Like he's on the couch, like legs crossed, like eating like oily food and sweating like bald and just, you know, like beard, you know? Like you can imagine like the packiest of packy dudes, you know? And this is a dude that is not into fashion.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, he was a fashion guy, but he's not into fashion. And so I remember showing him this jacket, like holding it up, like when you're like a 5-year-old, like coming to your parents and being like, look, Dad, I made this macaroni thing.
Or a drawing. Or
yeah, like a
like
drawing.
a crappy drawing.
Yeah.
But you think it's great?
Yeah, exactly. And I remember like holding it, and he was like, that's the one. Like that's the one that's gonna make you who you are. Like that's the one. And I remember like walking away just from like that point where he was at into the living room and saying like, wow, like my dad is literally like an OG. Like he literally told me the cow jacket, the pony ear printed cow jacket with a silk lining is the one that's gonna make it.
And that's what you wore today.
And that's what I wore, because I was like, you know what, Dad, like, he doesn't even know anything. Like, he'll probably, I'll talk to him about this later, but, like, that feeling of just my dad telling me that is like, yo, I had to wear it. Like, there's no other choice. Yeah.
And I think before we wrap up here, I think you have to, I know you've said the story a few times, but you gotta give us the story of the cow jacket one more time. Of how you got this on a Young Thug.
Oh my God. Alright, I'll start from the beginning. I'll give you the whole thing.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so basically what happened was I was at home, and all of my family was like planning on going to Pakistan. So I'm talking about cousins, aunts, uncles, mom, dad, like the whole shebang, you know what I mean? And that was like,
Khandan is going to Pakistan.
Khandan Jara, like everybody, you know? Nobody's staying. And that was the first time that happened. Everyone would go once in a while, but that was the first time literally everybody went. And so I'm excited. I'm like, yo, Pakistan, everybody's gonna be dope. And I remember like getting this invite-only thing to this trade show that I wanted to go to, and I was like, damn, and it was the day, like 2 days before they were going. And I was like, Dad, like I have to go. Like I have to miss this, because like this is something I've been waiting for so long. And I finally got the invite, I have to go, and it was in Las Vegas. So he's like, yo, you gotta do it, you know, like you gotta do what you gotta do. And I remember taking that flight out alone. And that was the first time, I think, or the second time that I flew alone. And I went to Vegas of all places, you know, like that's like a weird place to be. Like Nevada is so weird. And so I ended up staying in like this $60 Airbnb because I was trying to save money. And I'm in this grandma's house, and like the light's not working, the bed sheets are dirty, you know, and I'm just like, yo, I just gotta make this happen. I remember the first day of the show, I'm there, and I have like, I set up the booth so beautifully, you know, it was dope, it was nice, it was like better than any other booth there. And I remember they placed me next to like a trendy sock booth, and literally right away I was like, oh shit, like I went to the wrong show, you know, like I'm not supposed to be here. And so
like cheap socks?
Cheap socks.
And
So
what kind of trade show was it? Just like garments and
yeah, it was like mostly garments and accessories, but it was more like low to mid-tier pricing.
Oh.
So I'm wholesaling jackets at like $120 a piece, while they're wholesaling t-shirts and jackets at like $20, $30. So anybody, I had people come to the booth.
So nobody's gonna, you're gonna be
Nobody.
comparing for no reason.
Yeah, like people would literally look at the booth and be like, nah, it's too expensive. They would see the cow jacket and be like, nah, that's too expensive. I can't afford that, you know?
Yeah.
And so I remember that. So So I'm really bummed, and like the second day I'm there, because it was a 3-day show, I get like this DM from like this random dude on Instagram, and it's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, okay, like, that's weird.
Sliding in.
Yeah, he's sliding into DMs, like I never get that. And so I reply like, yo, how can I help you? And he's like, oh, I want to get like a piece from my client. And I'm like, oh, well, who's your client? He's like, Young Thug. And I was like,
Whoa.
I was like, well, like,
Were you
that's-
like, are you kidding?
yeah, like at first I was like, boy, like that's a joke. And so I go to this guy's page, and dude has like 400 followers. So I'm like, all right, another scam. I'm like, you know what? Let me look through it, because he kind of looked like Young Thug. So I was like, oh, maybe it's his family. So I go through it, and like there's one picture like 14 weeks old where it's like him and Young Thug, and he's like giving a piece of Young Thug.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this might be legit. So I'm like, so what piece do you want? And he's like, oh, we want the cow jacket and this other piece and this other piece. And that wasn't even surprising, because a lot of people don't know that 6 months prior, when me and my like intern at that moment had made this jacket, we were looking at each other, we were like, this is the jacket of Young Thugs in the Rock. You know, like this is the one. Like we know it already. And so to have him say that, I was like, yeah, I do that.
Of course.
I knew that. Of course you wanted that.
Why wouldn't
Because I
you?
made it for him. You feel
Right.
me? And so basically I'm like, all right, what do you need? He's like, oh, we need it 2 days. And I'm like, I'm in Vegas. And I'm like, what size do you need? He's like, we need a small. And so I had a medium in Vegas. And so I'm thinking, okay, where's the small? And the small is at my house, in my studio, in my basement. And I'm in New York, which is in New York. And there's nobody in New York at that moment.
Families in Pakistan.
Families in Pakistan. And so now I'm like, oh yeah, I can make it happen. You know, because it's Young Thug. I'm like, of course I'll make it happen, no matter what. And so immediately after I got the confirmation, I'm calling friends and family like left and right. Yo, can you do this for me? Like, this is gonna be huge. Like, I have to do this. Everyone's like, oh, I'm at work, or like I have work, or like I have things to do, or this and that. And I was like, damn, like okay, like you know. And then like the one last person I called was like my boy who had just kind of like reconnected with 2 weeks prior, like my gym trainer. He's like this big packy dude with a big beard, bald head. Like he's like this brolic dude, right? Yeah, and so I'm like, bro, get on the phone. I'm like, yo, I need you to break into my house, grab this piece for Young Thug and ship it out. And he's like, bet. And he hung up. And I was like,
Say less.
yeah, say less. And so I'm like, okay, like all right. I called him back because I'm like, I don't think you understand what just happened. And so he's like, all right, tell me what you need. So I'm like, all right, cool. So the morning of the next day, it's 12 noon, and he's FaceTiming me. And I'm at the show. He's like, all right, I'm at your house. And I was like, he's like, how do I get in? And I was like, bro, just break the window. Like at that moment.
Yeah.
And so he's like, what do you mean break the window? And there's like neighbors outside. I'm like, break the window. Like we need to get this jacket. So you got this big giant like brolic packy dude, and he breaks the window and goes inside, goes into the basement, and on FaceTime, this is a dude that is like in medicine. He's tagging the jacket up, and I'm like, all right, bro, ship it overnight, and he ships it overnight. And so I'm like praying to God and you know Allah. I'm like, I've tried my best at this point. Like
You got a big dude breaking into your house.
yeah, like big dude, like
What more can
cops,
you do?
you know. And so I'm like, this is the only thing I can do. So I'm praying that this is not a scam. So Friday comes, the day of the photo shoot, and I'm sitting and I'm texting this stylist, and I'm like, yo, like, did anything happen? I'm not getting a response. And I'm like, oh shit, like I might have messed up. And the jacket's made in New York, so it's not like a cheap jacket to make.
Right.
And so I lost a lot of money, and I'm like, okay, I'm texting, and like 5 hours later, dude responds, and he responds with a picture of Young Thug wearing a jacket.
Yo.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, whoa, this is huge. It's like I'm shaking, you know, like my phone and out. The first thing I called my boy who I designed, I was like, bro, you're not gonna believe who just wore a jacket. He's like, I'm like, Young Thug. He's like, nah, like no way, right? Like, no way, fucking Young Thug wears.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna send you a pic. I sent him a pic. He called me back. He's like, bro, what the hell? This it for us, bro. We about to blow up, this and that. And so I'm like, hell yeah, son, and this and that. And so Young Thug ends up doing like a whole series with like our jacket and posted on the gram and everything.
Yeah.
We didn't get tagged, but like the funniest thing was I went through the comments and it's like people saying moo, you know, and they're like, haha, cow and shit. And there's a lot of people like, yo, that's a dope jacket.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like from that point on, like that legitimized us as a company.
Yeah.
You know, because people were wondering like, yo, why is your stuff so expensive? We don't know who you are. Why is it, at that point, the cow jacket was going for like $4.95. And they were like, who are you? Like, we don't know you. And then it was like, oh, now you know us. Like, now you know who we are, you know? And from that point, stylists and NBA players and this and that, they started hitting us up and saying like, yo, we want this and this and this. And it was just like a constant growth and just figuring things out.
I think that's a perfect example of like you manifesting your dream.
Yeah.
You said that this jacket is gonna be something for Young Thug, and that's what happened. That's dope.
And your dad saying that like,
Yes.
My dad, man, and my dad.
circles around.
What do you want to leave us with after everything that happened today, and for anybody that has sort of this, I would say, outrageous dream?
Yeah.
Because it can be like even what you did today, like people would dream. I mean, you dreamed of this day.
Hell
You know?
yeah. That was crazy.
And what can you leave us with on that aspect? And what's next for you?
Man, I hate saying this because it's so cliche.
Yeah.
But like, literally just like believe in yourself. You know, it's so cliche, and I know that it sounds like, oh, it's like, yeah, believe in yourself, but you don't know what I'm going through. And it's true, I don't know like what people are going through, but it's like, if you just believe in yourself enough to do something that you want, don't be scared of failure.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, like I make like 1,000 mistakes a day. You know, even today, like I'll cut like the other day, like I cut through one of my jackets by accident.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's like an amateur thing to do, and I accidentally did that.
Yeah.
And so, don't be afraid to fail. That's the first thing. Like, don't ever give up. Like, if you put your mind to something, and you know that you can do it and you want it enough, don't let anybody discourage you, you know? And just have tunnel vision. I feel like in the days of social media, we're constantly looking at other people and their successes, and that actually demotivates us more than it motivates us. Because you might follow one or two people who motivate you, but the rest you're like, oh, I can't do that, like they're too big. And if you just literally put your head down and look into the thing that you want to do and really learn about it, and not just like tell people about it and this and that, and keep yourself on the low and be humble, you know, and just do what you really love and make what you want, and you'll get there eventually. Like, I remember Kanye said this, and like, I used to be a big Kanye fan before like the big controversy.
Yeah.
But he literally said, and I always have this in the back of my mind, he's like, just like, damn, what'd he say? I forgot. Damn, I'm so like tired right now. But he was like, I think it was something along the lines of like, just like keep working, just keep making it, and the right people will eventually notice it. You know, like even you guys, like I was watching you guys on Instagram and be like, yo, like that's fire, man. I want to meet these guys. And we pop in Miami, I'm like, yo, these guys are here. And then I think what's next for me is that we're in talks with like a couple of stores, and we're like in the process of building a team for once. Because at this point, it's literally been me handling every aspect of the brand. And so now it's like, I have people who like legitimately believe in this vision and are willing to be like, yo, I'm willing to quit my job to help you out.
That's awesome.
Because I believe in it.
That's awesome.
You know, like I'm willing to leave my $80,000, $90,000 job to come for you and make this happen.
That's dope.
And so to see that, so I feel like what's next for us is stores. I hope, inshallah, like God willing.
Building your own stores or going?
At least getting
selling
into stores. Yeah, like getting into a few stores at least, and just working and building and just creating hot shit, man. It's
That's
like the
amazing.
easiest way to say it.
That's awesome.
Yo, man, I told you this then, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
What happened today was, you know, you asked us that day we met you. It was such good energy to come out and support, and you know, it's easy to support each other, I feel like.
Yeah.
But today was a celebration of what you did. It was a win for us all, and honestly, like, please keep at it because it's so motivating, so inspirational. And bless you for everything that you do. Good luck in the future.
People
You're
like
the
you,
best.
man. If I have people like you, I'm not gonna ever lose motivation.
No, man.
You know,
That's awesome.
It's like,
And so at the end of every podcast, we ask one last question. Shimmer will ask that question.
If you could describe yourself in any flavor,
oh,
what flavor would it be and why?
damn, I told you this flavor, but I don't remember it anymore. I think it was like vanilla. You know, I think it was vanilla with chocolate chips, maybe.
Why?
I think because vanilla is classic, you know? It's like it never gets old. It's like so original. It's not like fancy. It's like humble. It's just vanilla. It's just there. It's like it's been there for centuries probably. And so I feel like I'm the same. Like in the same way, I'm just a plain dude, and I'm trying to get some sprinkles on it. I don't know, man. Or like if there's chocolate chips involved, I'm like a plain dude with just a little bit of like. With a little bit of an edge, you know, just the right amount of edge, and you can throw on sprinkles, and you can throw like I'm dressable. Like, I look good in the suit. I feel like I look good in like I'm in a cow jacket. You feel me? Like I feel like I could dress in any outfit.
You know, I feel like
good.
you just described how the cow jacket was made. The vanilla with the chocolate chips, it all makes sense. It's all symbolic. You heard it here first.
And his dad chose it.
My God.
There it
Strange
is.
flavors, everybody.
Great flavors.
Saq, thank you again.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Of course.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you, bro. We'll fly to Miami soon or something.
It's been another week, another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah. Still ain't slept and never been a waker. They say you make it look like cake when you the baker. I wasn't born of money, so I spent the time instead. Cause Donald used to duck and look at the shit Donald